Alright, so I have some words to say. Hopefully you can hear me. You know, I would do this on TikTok, but TikTok does not permit me to talk while I am driving for some unusual. It says it's not safe. Well, how would you make a phone call then while driving? That makes a lot of sense, right? That blows this entire hands-free nonsense out the window, right? So as long as I'm not staring at the phone, I'm good. But no, TikTok says negative on that one, and I one time did a 30-minute video, all for naught, to find out that the video had been taken down. They didn't tell me why. I had to figure out for myself, like I was being punished or something. And I was. They said, you know what, you can't make a video while driving. It's distracting. You know what I think is distracting? I think it's distracting the fact that sometimes in life, you have everybody going their own way, so to speak, and not watching where they're going. I think it's distracting having 90-year-olds on the roads, but we're not going to get into that. What I came here to talk about is this. What is up with everybody in their podcasts? I know that might be lingering and burdening some people's minds, and I'd like to be the one to come out and give birth to this topic. What is up with the podcast? Every single person has something to say, and there's nothing. I don't know why. I don't know how the answers people seek. I have my opinion on it, but talk about some of those boring topics. I now have my podcast on Spotify and on Apple. Bruh, we don't want it on all these podcasts on all these different ways. One is enough. One is too much. Some of y'all need to call up your best friend and speak to them. Not everybody in the whole world wants to know some of the nonsense pouring out. I feel like in life, like, you need to be spiritually active. No one cares. No one. I hate to break the news. I hate to be the one to do this, but no one cares. I'm not trying to be mean. This is just me personally. I have to be myself, right? That's the important. That's what they want everyone to do. Be yourself. Be who you are. No, you don't. You don't want people to be who they are, because you have people like me who speak my mind. And this is what happens. People get soft. They can't handle it. Look, I consider myself tough. And not because I can dish it out, but because I can take it in. If I come at somebody hard, I let them come at me. I let them share their opinions without getting hurt, without getting wounded. That's part of life. Okay? So this is my turn. I'm speaking out here and I'm making this clear. I've had enough. I really have. I'm stuck in traffic right now. But that's not what this is about. This is about the podcast. Look, I'm not understanding this. This is my point why people don't need to be speaking. All right. This whole ordeal I saw the other day. Michelle Obama, her podcast is not doing so well. No kidding. If an actor, and there's plenty of them, they decide to have a podcast, you might be good at acting, but you're not good at speaking, apparently. You're good at the script, you're not good off the script. This is just the honest truth. What else am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to encourage you? You get it, girl. No, you don't get it. No one wants to hear that. And for the numbchuck who wants to tell me, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. That's not the point. I'm speaking on behalf of the people who don't want to see it. Alright? If it don't bother you. I mean, this is some nonsense talk that we have nowadays. I'm part of Gen Z, alright? And I'm embarrassed half the time. I'm part of Gen Z. I snuck in there. I don't know why, but I snuck into Gen Z, and it is full of some of the most odd and unusual people, the most strange to have ever existed. Some of the weird sayings that I've heard I've laid my eyes upon. Some of the most unusual topics that actually were thought of and spewed out there. I don't care. I don't want to know. To be frankly, why do I look high? My gosh. I don't know why. I don't even know what to say right now. I look high and I do. How? I don't know why. I don't smoke weed. I don't snort anything. My goodness. What in the world? This is now, I'm trying to figure this out right now. The podcast didn't wait. What in the world is wrong with my eyes? I can see clearly, but I look, whatever. I don't even know what to say. Moving on. The podcasts have reached absurdity. Gen Zers have reached absurdity. I like to break the news to you, Gen Zers, from a fellow Gen Zer. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say half the time. And I hate to get excited like that, but it's required. Because some of you aren't paying attention in life. I'm going to start my podcast, and then I'm going to... What do you have to say? What really do you have to say? Nothing. That's the problem. You have nothing to say, so you talk about random subjects. Just, I don't think we landed on the moon. Yeah, you and millions of others. Move on in life. Enough of the topics. I mean, gosh. Some dude with a mustache says it. Some guy without a mustache says it again. We got the point. We have the point. Now, some people can break it down. Some people have a way about them that they can talk. They have a sense of humor. They have points to make. All right? I'm one of those people that you need to be humorous. You need to be sarcastic. I do not like that. I know there's too many people that... Oh my gosh. I'm just going to get into it. I was about to say let me not get into it. I'm going to go into it right now. The sense of humor lacks. Desperately. Horrifically. What in the world is wrong with some of you? Oh my goodness. The sense of humor's gone. You joke and they look at you like you just ain't have it figured out yet. No, I don't like going around looking like I hate everyone's guts 24/7. That's not what I enjoy doing. I like having a good old-fashioned time, and that's the bottom line. I enjoy a joke. I myself consider myself to be sarcastic raw. Okay, I do not require Google to come up with jokes on the spot. That is not me. Maybe that's some of you. I don't know. I will say for myself that the best way that I can advise people, let's say you are going to start a podcast. Let me give you some advice. I know people, well, do you have a podcast? Well, let me tell you something. No, I don't necessarily have a podcast. And I've joked about it. I've even started them before. Very sarcastically. And I was like, well, what is the point of this? So let me give you some advice. You need to be able to come up with something on the whim, on the quick, really fast, off the top of your head. When someone says something, enough of these shady, weird responses. Just, and I have a cold, so if I cough, I will not be wearing a mask in my vehicle by myself. That is weird. I am coughing with this sickness. It hit me really hard the other day. But I went to work. I will not be like some of these men who throw on 10 layers of blankets and then tell their spouses their funeral arrangements. I will not be doing such a thing. It was a sore throat, a nasty sore throat, a dry one. Ugh, terrible. But I went to work. Wow, isn't that? I know some of you just clocked out right there. Let me tell you something. This is my point. So let's say you want to start a podcast. The first requirement, the first thing you have to realize is that you already made a mistake by wanting to start a podcast. No. Put your face out there. Put it out there. Don't show your kids. Enough of this. This is some weird stuff right now going on. I've talked about it before. This is weird. You guys showing your children on the internet. There's some weirdos out there. A lot of them. I have a grandchild too. Good for you. This ain't one of your grandchildren. This is my child. So they're just a sweet old person, are they now? If we went by that rule. You know, a lot of perverts come off as sweet. That's why they're pervert for. Now, I'm not saying everybody go around acting freak out of control when someone says you have a cute kid. Nah, I'm not talking like that. What I am saying, though, is you need to watch yourself in public. Now, so now we got that settled. Don't be putting your kids online. My gosh. And people don't get that clue. And they be putting their kids on it. And these people are trolling me and saying, yeah, no kidding. Because you're weird. Why are you putting your kids as advertisement? You gave birth to them. That doesn't mean you can use them as a billboard. Are you nuts? I know what it is. You want, oh, such a cute kid. And you're hoping they pass the word. Yeah, these people I watch online, and their kids are so adorable. Weird. You are strange. I don't care who you are. You're weird. There's weirdos on here. How many times do I have to say it? I've seen it with my own eyes. There are people on here that think it's funny to go into someone's comment section and use racial terminology. We live in a weird world, folks. People are still strange. No, a place where someone feels like he is free and feels just so inspired to go into someone's comment section on a video and say a racist word. There's something wrong with that human being. There's something weird with them. Strange. There's something off about them. But that's not the no. They continue. They think it's funny because they hide behind a keyboard and type out foul words to people that are stupid. A person still uses, I don't care if it's about my own race. There's one race, it's called the human race. And apparently you left it. Alright? Gosh. I never did say, oh, they're part of my skin color. What skin color, bro? Are we serious right now? There's literally shades and shades of skin color. Are we serious? Who goes around with the skin measure? Is there someone who goes around and verifies whether someone's permitted to say words or not? Are we serious right now? How about that idea? Let's stop using the words altogether. How about that? And other people saying, well, you just wish you could say, well, actually, I don't wish I could say the word. You know what's so funny? You don't think they get access to the card, so to speak. They think they have access to the card, and they can just pull it wherever they want to. Let me break the news to you. You sound like an idiot. I don't care what color you fall under. I don't care what you consider yourself. Walking around saying racist words, even if you're of the same category, it don't matter. Why would I don't even know what to say. Why would I go up to somebody and call them a moron? That's how we talk. We're friends. I don't care. It's weird. You don't call your friend a moron for the fun of it. That's something that high school, not even that, middle school kids be doing stuff like that. Just weird off the wall nonsense. And I don't really know what to say about y'all except for enough. Enough is enough. Enough is seriously enough. This is crazy. So that's what I'm going to say towards the words. Enough. So we got that straight. You have a podcast. I said, I prefer you go out there with your face. Your face, not your kid's face. Rule number 1. Rule number 2. Be wary. Be wary because there are some foul predators out there. And number 3, there are racist losers on the internet, all over it, who think it's funny to say words. For what now? I don't know the reason. I don't know what gets these people excited in using the words. I mean, when you're a kid, when I was little, I was like, yeah, of course you have weird thoughts. Like, oh yeah, that's so cool. No, it's not cool. Now I'm a grown adult. I said that is stupid. That is very dumb, and it's very ignorant. We're not going to use those words. There's no desire anymore. Just like pants sagging should end around 5th grade. No, these people are adopted. Walking around like they forgot to... Never mind, I didn't do that. Anyways, that's the rule number 3. So rule number 4. This one very important. You need to pick something very interesting to talk about. okay? And my definition of interesting and yours might be two separate things. But remember, not everything I like, other people like. There's certain things I like that other people don't. So there's a category of people out there, and some might find what you have to say interesting. But a lot of us can agree that there are certain subjects that nobody finds interesting anymore. Now, I'm going to say it, and somebody's going to be like, I find it interesting. Yeah, I'm not talking about some random idiot. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about majority here. Majority of people don't find it entertaining to talk about moon landing anymore. It's weird and strange. You can talk about it with your friend, or possibly if you have some new information you think that you can bring to the table, that's one thing. But the same moment, I'm going to tell you what. If you notice the flag, no one cares about the flag. Shut up and keep going. Now, speaking of which, I will dive into this. Ha! Do I think that the moon landing is real? I don't know. If it isn't, well then they're hiding stuff from us. Okay, you find out they hid it from you. What now? Are you shocked? Exactly. See, look where we're standing. Look at where we're at right now. We figure out that the conspiracy theorists were right. And oh, we did not land on the moon. Now what? What are you gonna do? Go into a closet and cry? Have yourself a pity party? You rejoice? You're right, yes, you're right. Then what? You see, y'all wasted your time talking about something stupid. That's what that was about. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Be very careful. Mark my words. There's a reason why some of you have about 2 friends. I'm not talking about myself. I purposely have a very small friend group because I like some peace and quiet sometimes. All right? Not many friends is what it is. Some of you are losing friends because the stuff you say is strange, unusual, and straight up disturbing. Why on earth do I have to stand back and say, hey, we have problems going on in this world? Why do I have to be the one to say it? Other people chirp of it, not I. I make it clear. I'm stating the facts. I came on here to talk about podcasts. Look where I'm at now. You know why? This is a year of built-up information. I wish I could do videos more, and I possibly could. I definitely could. I'm a liar right now. I definitely could do videos more. YouTube needs to be ashamed of themselves. They really do. A lot of people switching to Rumble. I've done some videos on Rumble. I don't even know what to say. I like them, but there's just some weird stuff about them, like I'm not gonna get into. I'm gonna give it a few more months to see what happens. I just know that I've been given strikes on YouTube before for the most nonsense. I mean, I'm just like, what? You gave me a strike for that? I'm always noticing this. I'm always getting in trouble, me, myself, and I, over the stupidest things. Like, I say some edgy things sometimes, and I'm not talking about racially or, let's say, offensive and political. No, I just say some edgy things sometimes. And I get in trouble, though, for the most small of all of them. It's very interesting. I don't know how that happens, but I get in trouble for, I'll be like, wait, they got me? Oh, it must have been this. I find out what I said that was so wrong. It's like, what? For that? That's why I'm in trouble right now? What? Yeah, that's why. That's why I've been punished. I figured it out. That's why YouTube has pulled the belt out on me and whipped me around with. That's why they've tied me down and given me punishment for that. Guys over here flying F-bombs, flying there, flying here. Call people queer, Yeah, I say some edgy things, so to speak, sometimes. I'm not going to pretend like I've never used the beautiful word for, let's say. I'm not even meaning it towards gay people. I'm saying it as in just referring to someone as an idiot. I have used the word that rhymes with bag. Okay? If you can't figure that one out, that's not for you then. You haven't achieved that level yet. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why I'm keep getting in trouble for. Why do I keep getting in trouble for? If someone has the answers, come at me. Tell me. Why do you think I keep getting in trouble for? Why do I keep getting punished? Huh? If you have the answer, I'm open. You ain't gonna say nothing to offend me. You may say something that'll cause me to do a video. I don't have much more to say. The rest of it's gonna be a rant. But I'm gonna try to do more videos. For you guys' sake. For my sake. I gotta get this stuff off my chest and share it with the world, right? Anyways, y'all take care. Have a wonderful day. Live life to the fullest. One of the most dumb Gen Z comments that are just flying around right now. Asta.